night CID at that time?
Yes.
And at that time, I mean, how many officers are working night CID? How many officers are available at SAPD to take these calls from all over the city?
I can't remember our exact staffing, but on average, I think we had 8 to 10 detectives at night. On average, I think is what it was.
Okay, and so if the patrol officer is reaching out to the night CID, is it kind of a rotation, or do you respond to just patrol in a particular district? How does that work?
We all just answer the phone. Whoever grabs the phone first takes the call from the officer, wherever it is. It's citywide. We don't have specific areas or anything like that.
Your Honor, I think this is the point in time you asked me to stop.
Members of the jury, I'm going to ask that you return to the jury room. We'll let you know when we're ready.
All rise for the jury.
You seated?
All right, state.
On that date during that time period I mentioned, did you receive a call from a patrol officer on South Control?
I did.
And what was what was the purpose of the call?
They had a felony.
What guidance were they seeking from you, if any?
Just so sometimes they have to notify us on felonies, right? On all felonies. And sometimes they're not seeking guidance, they just are making the notification. Correct? Or right? So this one, I believe, they advised me they initially thought it was a misdemeanor. They've later discovered it was a felony. So I said, go ahead and write up the felony. They had said that they'd issued a misdemeanor citation for the misdemeanor. So I told them, void it out. Don't turn it in, void it out, and then just book the suspect for the felony criminal mischief, at which point they had told me they had. Where did she go? She went back to her apartment. I said, well, if you make contact, you can arrest her for the felony. Or if she answers the door, you make contact, you can arrest her for the felony. If not, just make sure you void out that ticket and list her as a suspect.
Okay. And what do you mean by write it up?
Write the offense report, write the felony offense report for the criminal mischief.
Okay. Did you give any direction to go into the apartment?
No, sir.
And would you have under a circumstance of that nature?
No, sir, that wouldn't have been my decision to make. Those types of tactical decisions fall on the patrol supervisors.
Okay. And so you didn't give that authority?
No, and we didn't have an arrest warrant, so no.
Yeah, okay. And was that the last you heard of it that evening?
No.
Tell us what's the next thing you learned?
I think it was maybe an hour and some change, a little less. An officer trouble E-Tone came out for South Patrol, so I switched over and saw it was at that same apartment complex. Still didn't know what was going on. I didn't go out to the scene for the officer in trouble. But then later, my lieutenant called me. Lieutenant Podwika called and said, hey, there was an officer involved shooting on that criminal mischief. Can you help homicide take written statements from witnessing officers?
And did you go to headquarters or stay at headquarters and do that?
We're stationed at headquarters. The night CID unit stationed at headquarters, so I was already there. So I just went downstairs to the homicide office, asked the shooting team. I can't remember if it was the commander or I think it was probably the sergeant who needed statements, and pointed me in that direction. Grabbed an officer. I believe it was Officer M. Salinas. Took her statement, went downstairs, got that approved. Grabbed the second officer, D. Young, I believe it was, and took his written statement, and that was it.
Okay. Nothing further in the investigative way for you on that case?
No, sir.
Your Honor, that's what I intend to elicit.
Well, I mean, Mr. Swindus made the original objection to join it. They're attempting to use this witness to impeach a witness that we cannot recall. And I did want to point out, I didn't point it out before, but the witness invoked on their well, I guess it was their redirect, but the witness invoked when Mr. Harris was asking him questions, specifically familiarity. I think it's important because they caused that implication. And now, they would be able to take advantage of them causing that implication by putting on this witness, and we could not recall Officer Salinas to rebut Detective Thorne's testimony.
I'd like to cross-examine outside the presence of the jury on a matter that, not knowing how the court may rule, we would object to on relevance, and would like to do that outside the presence of the jury.
You want to do that now?
Yes.
Yes.
Officer Thornton, based upon your testimony, I reached the conclusion, tell me if this is a correct or incorrect conclusion, that not once did you tell them that entry into the residence would have been illegal. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it's your testimony that that decision would have been up to a supervisor and a supervisor alone, correct?
I didn't tell them they could go because we didn't have a warrant. So if we're going to make entry, if I don't say you can make entry into anything or not. It's based upon the law, and then supervisors are going to decide who's going to make entry.
Right, but I want to be clear is that you never gave an opinion to them about whether the entry to pursue Melissa Perez would have been lawful or unlawful.
Correct. No opinion was given either way. Yes, sir. You're correct.
And there was no discussion about whether there was exigent circumstances or not to make entry, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And so, my understanding of your testimony is that the officer you spoke to would have been entitled to rely upon his supervisor for direction, correct?
Yes, his supervisor, his knowledge, training, and experience. Yes, sir.
So, Your Honor, well, I don't know if any other person wants to inquire, but I'll make our position known when
Just a couple questions. Detective, you have no personal knowledge of the contents of any conversation between Salinas and whoever his patrol sergeant was?
No, sir. None at all.
That's all.
I do have some follow-up questions. Detective Thornton, I appreciate you being here. I understand you participated in questioning witnesses in this officer-involved shooting, is that correct?
Witnessing officers. Yes, sir. Just taking their written statement.
Okay. And at any point in time, did the person in charge of the officer-involved shooting, Ronald Soto, ever suggest to you that any officer had attempted illegally to enter the habitation of Melissa Perez?
We never talked about that. No, sir. I don't think I saw him. Like, he was out at the scene, and I took the statements. Later that morning, he gets back. I just say, here's the statements, and I go home and go to bed. It's been a long night.
I appreciate that, Detective. And I can't tell you the precise rule number, but isn't there a rule number in the rules and regulations that basically says that if you're aware of criminal conduct, that you shall not conceal that information?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And so, when did you violate that rule by not telling people that the officers had made entry or attempted to make entry?
No, sir. I don't think I did.
Okay. You don't think you informed them, or you don't think you violated the rule?
I don't think I violated the rule. I don't know if I ever saw anybody make entry because I only watched the body cams from the two officers that I took statements with while they're taking their statements. So I don't remember if I saw anybody attempt to make entry or not, is what I'm saying there.
And do you recall which officers those were?
D. Young and M. Salinas. And I can't remember their badge numbers. They're in my report, though.
And when you watched Maria Salinas' body worn camera, I'm sure you saw that she drew down on Melissa Perez at least twice.
Okay.
But this is beyond the scope of
Well,
what we're asked to do outside the presence of the jury.
I think this goes to, it may not go to this particular subject matter, but it certainly is going to go to whether or not they're going to grant immunity and to certain witnesses. And I think that this would be the opportune time to bring that up.
Well, I'm going to sustain the defense objection as it relates to the rest of this witness's testimony from the jury. So.
Meaning, how much of it do you want me to keep out? You want-
The entirety of the examination since the jury's left the room.
Okay.
You did say you watched Maria Salinas's body worn camera.
Some of it, yes, sir, I believe so.
Okay. And so you would have seen, I'd like to ask a question.
All right?
You did see on her body worn camera officers trying to make entry into that apartment, did you not?
I may have, like I said, I can't remember. If you have the body cam, we could watch it, but I can't say yes or no because it's not my statement that I'm taking, it's hers. So I'm asking her what happened, when it happened, what did you do, what did you see, and I'm just typing out her statement. So I'm not
I mean,
reviewing her body cam in that word.
Let me interrupt. So this witness does not have any knowledge of the shooting?
No.
That's,
Well, only, he's taken statements from witnesses he has it secondhand.
sure. So that's the basis of the court's ruling. So we good? Are we good with this witness?
Yes, the whole purpose, Your Honor, was to explain that he'd gotten a call and, seeking permission to go further, and he said, this is the way I want you to handle it. Because Salinas had testified to that.
I think at this point it's better to be safe than sorry.
So in Maria Salinas's statement, she said she saw Officer Villalobos jump over the fence into the balcony. Another officer told him to reach through the open window next to the glass door. I saw Officer Villalobos reach into the window and the female reappear.
I did sustain the defense objection.
We're good.
All right.
Well, Your Honor, what we'd like to do, since he's here, is, while he's here, introduce and publish the exhibits. Some exhibits that are already in evidence, videos,
Okay.
and play those videos.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in the jury.
Judge, hold on.
Good? Yes.
Sorry, just real quick. Is he going to have Detective Thornton watch these videos and then comment on what he's seeing in those videos? Because that would make him some sort of expert witness. He has no knowledge about it. So if that's what they're planning on doing, and having Detective Thornton look at it and go, that's not policy, and that's wrong, or that's this, or that's that, I don't believe he has any ability to do that. We want 705 on that.
What would be the purpose?
My purpose is, he's watched the video, the only questions I think I'd ask of him is if the people that he interviewed later, he can see them in the video and identify them. The M. Salinas and D. Young that he mentioned interviewed.
If he's gonna limit it to that, then I don't think that there's an issue with that.
Well, I would suggest that if those witnesses are going to testify, and there's no impediment by granting them immunity, then those witnesses should testify as to what they did. I think that's the better way to do it.
Okay.
They're in evidence.
All right, so, I'll allow what we just discussed with this witness. And then that'll be it. Great.
Judge, I just, for some reason, is the green light on? It's on? Why this is. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Do you require a break? Are you good?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Anybody require a break before the jury comes in? Huh?
Just for housekeeping to get prepared for our next.
So you do need a quick little break?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's just take a super short break.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Del Prado, will you tap on that mic? Finally, someone that speaks loud.
I speak fast though, so let
That's
me know.
okay, as
Let
long
me
as I
know.
can hear you.
Let me know. Loud's never been an
I
issue.
feel like the officers need like some training on testifying.
Yeah. It comes with experience.
I guess so.
7 years on DWI testifying
And I hate
every
to
week.
get on them, because it's a pretty stressful situation.
You probably don't remember.
I do.
Man, not too much, it's been a while. Oh, not too much. I just left from the DWI days off the dark side now. Out in the wild. It's all right, man. Feel like in detective life.
I gotta grab some water. I'm about to.
Go for it, man. It's good to see you anyway.
Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
So, take care.
Mr. Lumen?
You know, I see Bancroft all the time now, speaking to guys who are on the dark side.
Well, he's not official. He's in
He's
the
more
gray.
family.
He's the gray side. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say he's dark side. He's
He's
gray side.
hilarious, yeah. So he comes out to Medina County a lot, because I was out there for about 3 years. So we still bullshit, because I remember him from the same night. It's fun,
That's what
but-
she's telling me. Like, how'd you get all the experience testifying? Well, DWI trials.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where this
When I
experience.
tell these baby lawyers now, like, you gotta do a ride-along. It will change
Was
the way you
were
see
you
the
the
world.
one that was with me when we got shot at by the shotgun?
No.
'Cause I can't remember who that
It
was,
was
and I thought
no
it was you.
shooting. No. So we went.
Or was it the motorcycle guy? The guy that had the motorcycle, the red and blue lights on the motorcycle?
Yes,
That
that's
was
the
you.
night.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long time ago. And I remember thinking like, because as a baby lawyer who never had any more life experience, I was like, what's the big deal? You're just out dealing with drunks. And I remember the whole night I was like, oh my God, this is kind of scary.
Well, that is, it's different when you can, like, you can watch videos all day long,
Yeah.
but when you're
3D?
smelling it, and seeing it,
seeing it, and also feeling like, to me, the big takeaway was like, when you'd stop someone, you'd run the plate or whatever, like, you get red flashes or gang alert, whatever, and I'm like, oh, I think I understand now why you guys act the way you act.
Yeah.
In terms of control of the situation.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish more prosecutors did.
I wish more tried DWIs. That's the same for them,
Yeah.
right?
Especially
the best way,
since
the best way to get experience is to do it.
And that's the same for
DWIs.
officers too.
DWIs.
Right.
Way to go.
That's the way to go.
What's
Well,
your
now-
first name?
Michael.
Now that they've made
Common
deferred,
spelling. I didn't spell it. I apologize.
now they've made deferred available on DWI, it's if they never go. There's no reason.
That
for
there's no need for them to
too
go.
bad, but good man. You liking homicide?
Oh, I love it. I got 13 more years left. I can do it right there in the same chair I'm sitting in.
That's
Do it.
awesome. I'm happy for you, man. It's good to see you. I was happy to see your name in the file. I was like, oh man, I hope I get to see him. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Oh, I didn't stand up when the judge came. Rude of me. But in my defense, I got no warning. Usually there's a warning.
They're telling me in the back that I need to have one to serve this guy on the phone. Yes.
So if I give you a look.
If you give me the look, I'll
Slow
slow it
down.
down. I was always that kid in school when I knew the answer, I was saying it as the hand was going up.
Yeah. We've got a few fast-talking attorneys, so.
You got some star-studded cast in
Yeah,
here, that's for
absolutely.
sure.
All right for the jury? May be seated.
All right, welcome back, members of the jury. State.
We're going to stay with ask and publish State's Exhibit 1, statement of body worn camera of Flores.
Yes.
Show it to the witness. Show Flores body worn camera.
Okay.
Is it on? You got,
down, continue on, slow down the hammer, contain the smoke compartment.
Can you check with the officer, the EMS up?
340, are you gonna need EMS? 340 negative. Sorry, somebody in process. 8161. Okay, 300 EMS, negative.
Yeah, copy. Another.
And 340, just to confirm you. 340, I'm okay, for some reason. Okay, no problem. What's going on? 1723, I'm on top. 1723, right. Just all of the calls, I don't start getting on the outbound. Yeah, all right. Hey, you're gonna continue on this for that. Okay, copy.
I just finished talking to you. You doing okay? Yeah, just whatever. Some redness, some shaving with glass. Which shaving? Like one of those candles, those glass candles. Glass candle? Yeah, glass candle. Oh, candle. Yeah. So, we tried to, she's in the apartment talking to us, but she has a hammer. We tried to go inside to apprehend her for the state jail for mischief. So when I pushed the screen in, she came at me with a hammer, pulled out my gun, she grabbed the glass, she threw it, and me on her. And so I just backed up.
Judge, can we pause this for a second? I'd ask that the state disable their pop-ups. It's interfering in the viewing of this video that's popped up about 5 or 6 times in the last few minutes.
Sure, Judge, you can give me just 1 second.
Okay.
gonna be in this walker right here. Ramos and I tried kicking in, she barricaded with a chair. So that's why we went around to go to the screen door.
Okay. Who else was leaking here?
Ramos and Ramos.
Okay. Okay, what is she, where's that candle that you threw? To the side?
No, I'm checking on the document.
Okay. Okay. So we have a sauna peel.
Anybody?
What about the,
Yeah. Just for GP.
where's, that's the front door there, right?
Yeah. She's got all her windows open.
What's that again?
She's got all her windows open.
Ma'am, I'm Sergeant Flores, Central Police. Are you gonna make things more difficult, or are you just
No, I didn't make them difficult. Do you have a work, Sergeant
No,
Flores?
what I'm
Do you
asking
have a work?
What I'm asking you, are you gonna come out for us, or are you
Do
gonna?
you have a work?
I'm not here to negotiate.
No,
Hey, just real
do you
simple.
have a work?
No, we don't, and we don't need
Okay,
no work.
so you can't come in.
You assaulted the officer, you got
No,
every
I
right to get in
didn't.
there.
They assaulted me.
So, I'm gonna ask you one last time, are you
They
gonna
assaulted
make
me.
things more complicated?
They assaulted
Okay,
me.
that's my answer, okay?
They assaulted
Hey, Salinas, where are you going? What are you doing this guy?
He's over there on the side.
Okay, can you go grab one real quick? Hi, you guys keep on. Just somebody keep on this front door, just in case there's. Yeah.
One person that's in there is a old man named that's studying.
Oh, there's something else in there now?
Yeah, this old man.
Okay, what about the screen doors?
They're all the screen windows.
Okay.
They're not glass isn't down. So
We can go in and change it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, let me talk to the maintenance guy really fast. Just keep on there while we kind of hold it down. Hey guys, do me a favor. Back up a little bit, alright? Back up a little bit. I'm gonna give the maintenance guy really quick before we walk and grab it, alright? Who's got a shield? Anybody got a shield? Thanks for this. Okay, so you're the maintenance here?
yes, regular maintenance for this property and other property.
Okay, we might just need you to fill out a form, give us consent to be able to go in there, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, after we kind of work this out, so like, I don't need you to, if you just. Okay, what's the?
Should go into our lease. Already there because we file like a stall, but they only count the chips and the soda that she walk in.
Okay.
But she had some issue on the back. She was on jail for a couple of months,
Okay.
and she came back.
Okay.
So before that, they told me that on the past, because we just acquired these properties in July last year, but it looks like she has some kind of history behind it, which I don't know. That's what I heard. But the reason why she's apprehended,
Right,
because
yeah,
she
she
has
also
some
told me
warrants
about
on
the
the back,
Okay.
on the past.
Okay, gotcha. We're gonna go ahead and, if you just hold tight for me, okay?
Yes.
Hey, Ed. Yeah, let's talk to the, maintenance guy. All right, make sure we really good. I mean, you got from there and as far as being able to get to the property, be able to grab her, he assaulted, she did assault, Salinas. Mark that doing it, okay? What is she holding?
hammer, and her hammer. Sorry, so this door is open. Right, does anybody have less lethal with you guys? I mean, we can take you through the window and then just bust through the door if it makes good contact. Does anybody have a rifle with less lethal? Hey, does anybody got beanbags? Beanbags? Sorry, you got it. Which one did you come on? This one. Yeah, no, this one. Yeah, he reached through the window and unlocked it. Let's just go ahead and. How did you reach? Oh, this is how it's held. Long ass arms. Let's wait for Home Alone, right? No, she's got. Not for this one. She's ready to fight though. She came right at me, so. Yeah. Let's wait for Sergeant Rivera to get his less lethal. We'll go in with Shield, so maybe a contact person to communicate with her. And she has that, if she has a hammer, sure, we'll do what we have to do, but hopefully we can get Sergeant Rivera to use his less lethal beanbag if he has to. So this one is open for sure. No, this one. Oh, this one. This one. Okay. Alright. This one's over there. Does he have a key? He said he's able to get one. Sir, do you have a key for you?
I need to go to the leasing office and see if I have a copy of that key. I'll be here in
Okay.
5 minutes.
We might just have to get the door open. That may put us a little bit more of a danger if she starts hearing keys. I just didn't know if you had it available right now.
Okay.
You'll have to go through keys, right, to be able to find it?
I need to open, remove the alarm,
Okay.
get the look on the lease, what is the key, and get the key for you. That's it.
Okay.
If that is, that
Alright,
key.
you'll go grab it. You'll go grab it. Okay. Okay.
I think we're setting this wrong. What if I draw her back here to the back bedroom and let y'all go through the door?
That's when you go get the key.
This door's unlocked.
Right, but we're gonna have to cross that over, right? We're
But
gonna have
if
to cross
I-
over what I don't want
But
is.
if I draw her back here, that'll give you guys time to go over the rig and get
distract her?
inside. Yeah, I'll be distracting her back there, get her back there. And if I need to, I've got the screen off, so if I need to, I can tase her,
Okay.
you know.
Sure.
And that way give you guys time to get in there with your less lethal with the taser and hit her from both, without the taser on both ways. Because I'm not worried about the hammer. I mean,
Just get somebody
obviously-
with you, and we can deal with it, cause.
Do you want me to start drawing?
Yeah, let me just do, let's wait for Sergeant. Let's see the Sergeant first. If she stays over here, you might start on the go in again, okay? And if we see her drawing that way, what we don't want is going for here, she starts working toward you.
Yeah, and then come
Cross
across.
back exactly. So, it's like better and then where's she at? She's at this one.
I can get her.
Hey, Sergeant.
Bring her. Because you don't have a hammer right now.
Yeah, right.
If I have a
She stays there, I'll get the hammer. The door's unlocked. Yeah, let's just wait for Sergeant to get here with us. Let's see if we before we do anything else, okay?
If that was the case, I could just open the door and grab her. She doesn't go for the hammer right away? I can just go and grab
Where's
her.
the hammer that we need?
It's on the couch.
Okay,
It's a good bit away from her. She won't have enough. I'm just saying I can get her.
I get you. And we know that it's open because she. Okay, yeah.
I'll be able to reach in, I'll be able to unlock her.
So yes. So really, this is what we're gonna do. The hammer is on the sofa to the side. The door's open. We're gonna cross over. To be able to start, just open up the doors unlocked. To be able to reach it. Alright? What we will do here, the bed door right there. Side. Cameras over here to the right. So we're gonna cross over. I show you open. Yellow go back. Let's back some of these. Back. Hey guys. Let's have most of y'all back up. Just two of y'all. Just two of y'all. Okay. I need you to back up here. We got two names. Alright? Yellows. We're gonna have you over. Okay. We're gonna do this one here. This one here. Okay. This one here. Cross over. Cross over. This line over here, right? Okay. Anyway, are you over there? Okay. Go over there. Yes. Yeah, from one. Did you be able to pull it from here? Okay, let's see.
Tell me where they're at. Well, tell me where they're at so we can make sure we get that as evidence. Exactly, and now we have to see that because we're in the wrong.
Keep coming.
So if we have all this evidence.
Hold on, B. Hold on.
You ain't got no.
Go, Jim. Hammer down. Hey, give us some medical stuff.
Hold on, let me get up
Is
here.
he a mess on the scene?
Check her arm and leg first.
I know she's sitting the shoulder somewhere. I see what you will. Looks like the top of the back.
Alright, let's go ahead and get some tourniquets on her legs and her arms.
If she, yeah, well, let's find out where that blood's coming from. Hey, good. Somebody check on the,
Hey bro, just cut it off.
check on him, check on the doctor. Yeah, cut it off. Yes. You good, sir? Yes, I'm good. Somebody check on him. That guy?
Are you good? You good, D? Yeah, I'm good. Make sure her legs aren't bleeding. Yeah.
I'm trying to find out where this blood is coming from. Right here, I got a room right here. Top of that. Alright, right here, to the chest. I got one under the arm as well, it looks like. Yeah, she's bleeding from underneath the armpit. Underneath the armpit. Hey, Sarge. Sarge Rivera's asking. Can get open. Check on the main staff and see. In front. Yeah, I just trying to get the radio.
Gordon, we know each other. I used to be a MAG prosecutor and
Yes, sir.
come in very often.
Just a moment, could you put that mic on?
Sure.
Yes, thank you.
I want to congratulate you on your promotion. And I don't have any other questions for you. I'll pass it.
Thanks, sir.
I have no questions.
No questions, Judge.
All right. The rule's been invoked. You know what that means?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Right, State, you can call your next witness.
Your Honor, the state would call Officer Andrew Chernick.
I'll swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may need to adjust the microphone. Make sure everybody can hear you. Can you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your name for the court record?
I'm Officer Andrew Chernak. It's spelled Chernak.
All right, State.
Sir, how long have you been a
2 years, sir.
and how many different departments?
I've worked for 3 different departments.
Which are they?
I'm sorry.
Which are they?
I started at the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, and then I went over to the Hondo Police Department for about 8 or 9 years, and then I came to San Antonio.
You were a detective at the Hondo PD,
I had the title of corporal,
and you've been with SAPD for how long?
21 years.
Thank you for your time and your service. What substation are you currently assigned to?
I am currently with the Downtown Daylight Unit,
Okay. And in 2023, what substation were you assigned to?
I was working South Patrol Dog Watch.
And which specific district were you assigned to?
At that time, I had 6130s, which is the area right there around Military and South Zarzamora, McCreeless Mall. Or no, excuse me, South Park Mall.
Okay. And were you working the evening of Thursday, June 22nd, 2023 through Friday morning, June 23rd, 2023?
I was.
Over the course of your shift night, did you hear an E-tone come out over the net?
I did.
And what did you do when you heard that notice? What do you recall about it?
It was for an officer in trouble, and so I started heading towards that officer.
Okay. You know who that officer was?
I believe it was Officer Jonathan Salinas is the one they toned out.
Okay. And about how long did it take for you to get there from when you heard the tone?
Let's see, I was coming from Zarzamora and 410, so it probably took me 10 minutes or so.
All right. And where did you go to?
The Rosemont Apartments off of Old Pearsall.
How many of your colleagues were there when you arrived?
Ooh, there were, I don't have an exact number, I'd say, but there was a bunch. There was quite a few of us there.
Okay. And did you
I did.
How was he?
At the time, I was just I had just gotten there, and he seemed to be okay. I didn't see any blood or anything on him.
When you saw that, did that ease any apprehension you have? Did things kind of relax?
A little.
In fact, if I recall, you may have even made a joke with him.
I did.
Was it fair to say that was the attitude, right mood?
I can't really speak for anybody else because they weren't really making any kind of comments about it, but it didn't seem like anybody else was too uptight.
Okay, apologize, sir. Did you find out what everything that led to the E-tone? What, after you checked on your fellow officer, what were your next steps? What did you do?
After I got there, it seemed that Miss Perez was inside her apartment. There was an officer talking to her. At first, I don't remember which one. And I was getting told what happened, why we were there and everything. So we were just kind of getting caught up.
All right. And why were you were there for the E-tone?
Yes, sir.
Do you know anything about anything that preceded or caused the E-tone?
I did not.
At some point, was there a plan or some type of option formed? Who was in charge when you got there? Who was in charge of the scene that night?
That would have been Sergeant Flores.
And I apologize, I'm remiss. And did you respond to 6200 Old Pearsall Road, apartment 3102?
I believe that's the correct address.
All right. And you mentioned
She was the tenant in that apartment.
was there, from your experience, at night, was there what was the mission once you got there? What was the objective of your fellow officers? What were you trying to do?
Apparently, Miss Perez they'd had a previous call there involving her with some damage to the fire alarms, and she had ran into her house. That's about all I knew.
Okay. And so, her in her house, do you recall what was the objective of the officers? Those that had been there before you and those who were there when you got there, what were you trying to do?
At that time, I was trying to see where we were going to go with this.
Okay.
It's not my decision as to what we do. Is we take the lead from the officers that are handling it.
Okay. And I understand you said that Sergeant Flores was the officer handling it.
He was the sergeant in charge.
Okay. Who else was handling it with him?
As far as I knew, he was the 63 section sergeant, so he would have been the supervisor in charge.
Okay. So did he devise a plan or an option that, as you were on the ground?
There were several ideas that got discussed.
What were they?
It seemed like we were only going to try to get her out of the apartment. The plan that we had come up with involved a distraction to get her back into one of the back bedrooms, to confine her in a smaller space. Everything that we talked about was non-lethal. If we needed to, we could tase her from there. Whether it was to take her to jail or take her to a hospital or whatever, that was the plan, or the idea anyway.
Was that the final plan, or was that the initial plan?
That I thought was the final.
Those earlier plans, do you ever recall anybody discussing, I guess, a frontal assault over the fence and into the patio?
There had been some discussion about it. If I was able to get her to come back to the bedroom where she was more contained and they could go in, it was my understanding they said that the patio door was unlocked.
Okay.
So that they were going to try to go in there and approach her and tase her. If that didn't work, then there was a possibility that we may have gone through the bedroom window and come up behind her if she stayed up in the living room.
Okay. Was there a point you had to approach Sergeant Flores and offer him your thoughts about the plan, the first plan that was being developed?
I did.
What exactly did you say to him when you approached him?
I said maybe we needed to rethink this a little bit and come up with an idea that to get her into that back bedroom.
And so, and did you talk with him on that one occasion when you suggested a better idea, or on several occasions to refine?
We talked about it. I think there was 2 or 3 times we talked about it, about how we were going to approach it.
Do you remember how the plan, how was it supposed to be set in motion? Was there a key event that would initiate all the action?
Once was in place over at that window and I had a couple other officers with me, I was waiting for someone to give me a signal to start drawing her back there. You know, because we were in 2 different places and I wanted to make sure they were ready and we were ready, so whatever happened, we could deal with it.
Okay, so as I understand what you described, and for the record, when you said that when they were ready, we were ready, you were also gesturing with both your left and right hands. That suggests to me that this plan, at least by your understanding, had two stages.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and those stages, to be effective, they have to be synchronized. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that synchronization, there's an execution decision.
Usually.
Okay. Did you ever get any details about that execution decision?
I did not.
Okay. Did you seek it out?
I was about to step back and check with them, and that's when the shooting started.
Okay. What was your reaction when you first heard shots?
It surprised the heck out of me, to put it politely.
Yes, sir. Once you heard shots, then what did you and the officers who were with you, what did you do?
Once the shooting, the apartment.
Were you the first one in from the back bedroom?
Yes, sir. I went through the window first.
Okay. Do you remember who else came through with you?
I know Officer Rojas, believe Officer Young, and there may have been one more I don't remember.
Did any of, may I approach you?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Officer, I'm showing you what has been marked at State's Exhibit number 26 for identification. What does State's 26 for identification show?
It's a picture of officers standing by a tree.
Okay, is one of them holding a particular object in his hands?
Yes, sir. He's holding a ballistic shield.
Is that Officer Young with the shield?
Yes, sir. That's Officer Dolan Young.
Okay, and does it fairly and accurately reflect your fellow officers as you saw them on the early morning of June 23rd, 2023 at about 1:59 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
Tender States 26 to defense for inspection. Move to introduce States 26 in evidence.
No objection.
Admitted.
And publish to the jury by handing it to them. Once after you heard the shots, you got into the apartment, what did you find?
We entered through the bedroom window. We came into the hallway that goes, it splits one direction. If you go straight ahead, it took it back to the master bedroom. To the right was the hallway going to the living room. We came around the corner of the bed, out of the bedroom door, and there's another bedroom right next door, and there was a gentleman in a bed in there.
Is that the first time you became aware of the...
I did not know he was there.
Say again?
I said I did not know he was there.
And what was the state of things in the living room as you made entry?
As we came around the corner into the living room, Miss Perez had slumped to the ground. The other officers had come in through the porch door and were assisting her in rendering aid.
Since you had multiple officers trying to render her aid, what did you and the
We went ahead and did a protective sweep of the rest of the apartment, made sure nobody else was in there. Also make sure that nobody else had been hit. And then we tried to get the front door open that had been damaged.
and you recall who did you work on getting the front door open?
Yes, sir.
And who else did you work with?
Officer Young.
And were you two able to ultimately get that door open?
Yes, sir, we were able to finally get it open.
After you all worked to support that, did you get any follow-on duties? Were you paired with anyone else after you completed your tasks in the apartment?
They initially had paired me with Sergeant Flores as his buddy officer. But then it was found that it was determined that I was going to be carried as a witness, and so therefore I couldn't be his buddy officer.
Okay. And did you ultimately give a statement, since you were a witness officer, did you give a statement to your superiors later that day?
Everybody was in homicide giving a statement.
Were you wearing your issued body-worn camera
Yes, sir.
during all the events tonight? And approach the witness, Your Honor.
Yes.
Officer Trinick, I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 27 for identification. I propose, Mr. Escobar, have we met to discuss your involvement in this case and your possible testimony? Have we met before?
Yes, sir.
And on one of those occasions, did you have an opportunity to look at your body-worn camera
Yes, sir.
video? And did you, in this disc, which purports to be the body-worn camera footage of Officer Andrew Chernick, does the disc bear your initials on it?
Yes, sir. That's my initials and the badge number and the date we were met.
That's September 5th of 2025?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And move to introduce States 27. I'm sorry, this is Chernick is States 27.
Insofar as it's identical to defense 28 and 29, and the same representation that it hasn't been altered or spliced or anything, with no objection.
It is that representation. The difference is, I think you said 2, he's got a minimal one from the round count. That footage is not on this list.
Understood. No objection.
Your Honor, I move to publish States 27.
All right, it's admitted, you can publish it. right, members of the jury, I'm gonna ask that you take a short break. We'll let you know when we're ready.
All rise for the jury. Please be seated.
Procedure.
Yes.
I believe this video will depict that on two separate instances, this particular witness pried off the screen to the corner bedroom. There's 3 bedrooms. There's a master bedroom. There's the bedroom next to the patio, and there's the corner bedroom. He pried off the screen to the corner bedroom, or attempted to pry it off on 2 different occasions. I want to inquire whether the state is going to offer witness immunity from prosecution for illegal entry or attempted illegal entry or trespass.
If he wishes immunity, we will agree to give him immunity. If he doesn't wish it, we reject.
Well, I think that we should appoint an attorney to him to inquire, so he can make an informed decision.
All right, let me get a hold of the public defender's office.
And for the record, and for the record, Your Honor, we think that the state should have known that this issue would come up, and this is another deliberate act on the part of the state to monkey up this case. And again, we'd ask for a motion for mistrial with prejudice.
It's not our intention to monkey up this case by his expression. As I said, we're willing to offer him immunity if he so wishes to invoke it or wish it.
All right, I'll deny the motion.
able to hear me okay?
You're good.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Stephen Gilmore. I've been appointed to help you out here. Just give me a second. Let me figure out what's going on. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.